Hey everyone, welcome back to Q&A Thursday, where I answer all of your low content publishing related questions. My name's Rachel Harrison Sund. All right, let's jump right in. Okay, first question. This is actually a combined question from two people, Kat and Bridget. They had very similar questions, so I just kind of combined them into one. And the gist of it is, should you swap out keywords for the holiday season? So I think that's a really great question as the holiday season approaches. A lot of our low content books that we're publishing do make great Christmas gifts. So if you have any particular gifts or books that you think would work really well as a gift, then I definitely encourage you to go in there and swap up your keywords a bit to something a little bit more holiday related. So let's say, for example, you've got a series of like kids activity books or something like that. That could be a really great stocking stuffer, or just, just a gift that you could give to, children, nieces, nephews, whatever. So you could then go in and you could swap out some of those keywords. So just randomly, maybe you could throw out or add into the mix like gifts for preschoolers or something holiday related. That's just something I just pulled out of my head. So don't use that particular one, but do a little bit of research first and try and generate a list of keywords that are holiday related. And, you don't have to do this to all of your books. I think that time is not probably time well spent, but if you have a few books that you think really would make great Christmas gifts or stocking stuffers, or would just tie in well to the holiday season, then definitely do a bit of research, generate a few holiday related keywords, and go in and swap them out. And you can probably start doing that now. And then when the holiday season is over, you can swap them back to what you had before, or you can even do a bit more research and maybe swap them out for something else. And you can do this throughout the year too. I mean, for all the different holidays, but also if you've got some books that you're not seeing very good sales on, you can swap out the keywords at any point. I'm always encouraging you to swap out keywords if you want and just experiment. All right, second question is from Shannon. If you want to mention that you have other books that you think people might like, say for instance you have a planner and a notebook with matching covers, or a series of similar coloring books, can you link to them in your description, or do you just mention you have a matching notebook and hope that they click on your author name? So yeah, unfortunately you can't include links to other books in your description, but just like you mentioned in your question, what you can do is you can just mention that you've got matching books or similar books that the customer might be interested in, and you can tell them to check those out on your author page. So this is something that I actually do quite a bit. If I've got other sizes that a customer might be interested in, so if they like the particular design but they prefer it in a different size, I'll mention that. Or I'll just talk about different designs I have. And I use that in pretty much all of my descriptions right at the bottom. Hey, if you'd like to see this in an 8x10, if we're working with something that's 6x9, or a pocket size, or, to see all of the other available design options in this size, something like that. Then you can go and check out my author page, and then I will have the name of that author page. You can't leave a link, but using the author page is good enough in this situation. So that's what you can do. Okay, next question. I don't have a name for this question. Can you give a bit of insight regarding the best method for writing titles and subtitles? I see a lot of very long titles that appear to use relevant keywords, but they look a bit spammy. Would you recommend using long titles with as many relevant keywords and keyword phrases as possible, or shorter titles that target only a few keywords? So I would say use as many keywords as sounds natural for your title. So I always like to maximize my title, subtitle, and series title with as many keywords as I can, but it has to sound natural. Don't forget, you've also got those 7 keyword slots. You can use your keywords throughout your description, again, keeping it sounding natural. But you don't want it to look like a giant mouthful. Like you said, that it does look spammy. And you don't want to confuse the customer. They want to know right off the bat, what is this? So keep it concise, but do try to use, I usually use about one keyword in my title, and then usually I try and go for about 2 in my subtitle, and then I might go for another 2 or 3 in my series title, all different ones, all related, so that they look like they work together. We don't want to create any confusion, but it's a good idea to just say your title out loud and your subtitle and your series title. Actually read it to yourself out loud. Does that sound natural, or does it sound like some weird run-on sentence where nothing's, joined together properly and making any sense? If it's not making any sense when you say it out loud, then you should probably revisit it. If it does, if it sounds perfectly natural, then I would say go for it. All right, and then a couple more from Kat. So primary marketplace, how much does it matter? So for me, I think it matters most if you're using keywords for a market other than the US. So let's take, for example, the UK market. I have a number of books that I target specifically for the UK market. And the way that I do that is by using keywords specific to the UK market. So I will actually go on to the .co.uk store, and that is where I'm doing my keyword research. So if I'm targeting the UK store, I'm not going to be doing my keyword research on the US store, because the searches are going to be completely different. So there's that. There's also, keywords in the UK, some of them are spelled differently. I've got a bit of a leg up on that because I'm Canadian, so we both have those extraneous U's and some of those other kind of funny spellings. But those things do matter. So keywords are going to be spelled differently. There's also certain types of low content books that have different names. They're just called different things in the UK. So if I want to target the UK market, I'm going to be using those things to do it. And then in that instance, when it's time for me to choose primary marketplace, that's where I'm going to choose the market that I have deliberately targeted. Other than that, I think that's kind of the main thing that matters with the primary marketplace. So those are the things that I would keep in mind. And final question for the day, typing in the wrong author name, can you fix it? So once you've locked in that stuff, I'm pretty sure you cannot go in and change your author name, but you can email them and just ask. Like, for example, I had made a mistake with I think it was a title. And you're not allowed to go in there and change that once it's kind of locked in and the book has been published. But in certain situations, you can get around it if you email them directly. That was actually quite a bit of a rigmarole when I had to do that title change. And I can't even remember, I think this was a while back. I think I may have found out that a portion of my subtitle contained a trademarked phrase in it. I think what it was a few years back, I had a bullet journal, a dot grid journal, and I think I used bullet journal in the subtitle without realizing it was trademarked. So after the fact, once I found out, I went back to them and I asked them to change it. And it definitely took several days to do, and there was kind of a lot of back and forth because generally it's not something that they want to be going in and doing. But I think under certain circumstances, I'm not entirely sure what yours is, but you could email them and just ask if there's anything you can do about that and explain the situation. Other than that, though, I think after it's published, it's locked. So definitely a good idea to just, take a second look and just make sure everything's completely as you would like it to be before you hit publish. All right, so that's it today. Super quick. I'm spending the day working on my own books today, so I have got to shut this down and get back to business with my own books. So again, weekend's almost here. I don't know what it's like where you are. It's actually kind of nice and sunny here. A little bit cold, but anyways, I hope you have a great weekend and enjoy whatever it is you're going to do. And I hope you take a little bit of time to just relax as well. I know we're all working very hard here, but take a little bit of time for you if you can. All right, see you guys later. Bye.